for this Friday's show. You guys, we are there. We are ready. It's beautiful across the country. And we are here together on a Friday. There should be no reason why you are still working. Don't listen to your boss. Stop working. Get a drink. Relax. Be ready for this episode. Okay, so those of you who want to listen to this episode, first of all, you're either friends with Tom, you know Tom, you respect Tom, or you want to be Tom. Who is Tom? I'm so excited to introduce him, and we will in just a minute. But this episode is for those of you who want to learn how to network, to improve your career, to move through the industry, and do bigger and better and greater things. This is the episode for you, so pay attention. Happy fucking Friday. Let's all get our drinks. Let's get started. Before, I have two things to tell you guys. First, Freightwaves has a conference, not a concert. I almost said a concert. That'd be cool too. Actually, they may have a concert as well. They have a conference. It's in Chattanooga, and it's October. The Boiler Room boys just told me not to say Chattanooga. It's Chattanooga or whatever. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. It's Chattanooga to me. And chat won't work, Izzy. That makes no sense. So you guys, this is the best town. You will have the best time. It is easy to get here. Please come, get your tickets. Make sure you're here. You can see the Boiler Room boys. Tom's going to be here. Everyone is going to be here. Don't miss out. You'll regret it. The other thing is I want you guys to follow me on LinkedIn or email me or message me on LinkedIn or YouTube or however you guys can connect with me, because next week we are going to release a huge new development on Carrier Assure. If you guys remember, Carrier Assure is like a credit score for carriers in our industry. It tells you how the carrier is going to perform. It predicts it. And I want you guys to pay close attention to me. I'm going to release a big new feature. I'll give demos. I'll give free access to it. Try it out. If those of you who used to try it out and you come back, you try it out again, you can see our new features. I'm really excited. I can't wait to show this. Tom already knows what's going on, but so he's not as excited as I am, but I am so excited. Okay, let's get the show started. Y'all can learn about Tom. Let's bring Tom on, unless, the Boiler Room boys just don't want to bring anybody on anymore. Tom, why do you look so good? Oh, of course you guys love Tom. They love anybody that's not me. They just told me they love you. So, okay, Tom, tell me, first of all, why do you always look so good?
So we got a really good camera.
Got the hat.
It's without a doubt the camera. It fixes all the imperfections. It's phenomenal. Yeah. And the hat. I mean, the hat is like it does the trick. It does the trick.
Yes. The hat is perfect. That is actually how I recognize you at conferences. You usually have your hat, your matching belt, and your matching shoes. And you usually look pretty fly. So I'm like, oh, that person looks good and original and not in the boring outfits that all the rest of us wear. Okay, first of all, Tom, for those of you, rare few people who do not know you, could you tell us a little bit about your career in the industry and then tell us a little bit about Kingsgate? Because I love Kingsgate. I love your CEO.
Yeah. So I cut my teeth in this industry pretty young. I was actually 19 years old when I stepped into logistics.
Oh, wow.
So very young, kind of really learned from the bottom up, trying to understand what is this freight thing. And it's kind of a funny story. So my wife was actually working for a 3PL before I ever got into the industry. And I was running like a mom pop hardware store. And she came home after she had started this job. She was like, look, I really don't have a clue what's going on at this company, but I think you would love it. And that's what got me into the industry. And so I've been sucked in since then. So I've been doing this for several years, and I've worked in everything from 3PLs. I've worked in carriers. I worked at a warehousing company. And so I've been able to kind of get like a really good experience wrapped up experiencing a lot of different perspectives in the industry, which is, I love that. I soak that kind of stuff up.
Why did your wife think that this company would be, or this job would be great for you? Like, what about your personality that she was like, this is perfect?
She saw the energy. And so, since I was young, like I'm very entrepreneurial, like really want to dig in, super passionate. It's actually why I can't follow sports. A lot of people ask me like, who's your team, Bengals or whoever it is. And I can't do any sports, which is really tough.
I can't either.
Because in this industry, everyone wants to talk about sports and I can't.
Yes.
And the reason I can't is because I get I get emotionally invested into whatever I do. It doesn't matter what it is.
I do too. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And so
I do the same
so
thing.
I found myself following the home team, and when they were disappointed, it was emotionally impacting
Uh-huh.
the way that I was carrying myself. And I was like, I can't do this. Like I don't have any influence in that space. So I was like, I got to bow out. So I watched the Super Bowl. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Question for you. Have you ever, this is a really random question. The US Open is going, wait, is it called the US Open? The tennis match in Queens, US Open. Have you ever watched tennis before?
So I can tell you that I watched tennis for about 8 minutes while I was sitting in the dentist office waiting to go back. So yeah, I have watched some tennis.
You're good. Okay, so I watched tennis for the first time. I've never watched tennis, never played, never followed it. Just not interesting to me. And then I watched it last night. I'm in Manhattan. The U.S. Open's going on, and I watched it last night. And I'm like, what is this interesting sport? And if you're like me, don't watch tennis because it gave me so much anxiety. It is actually a very stressful sport. I was like, oh shit, oh my god, run, like what? I was like yelling at the screen. And then the weirdest thing ever is that, and those of you who watch tennis, you know what I'm going to talk about. Um, I was very baffled by there's like these kids that sit near the net and they're on all fours and like literally on their hands and on their knees, like by the net. It is the weirdest looking shit ever. And I'm like, what are those kids doing? And every time a ball was missed or something, the kid would bounce up and race across and get the ball and then go back to all fours. And it looked weird. It looked like human slavery. It was the weirdest shit. I've never watched tennis, but I won't do it again either because it gave me so much anxiety. And then my friend
Hey,
was with me. She's like,
listen,
why are you so invested in this tennis sport? And I'm like, aren't you? Like, this is, oh my God, this is exhausting.
yeah, I'm gonna throw this one at you, and it's funny because I just put something on LinkedIn about this. There's a Seinfeld episode where the guy wants to be a ball boy for tennis, and I remember watching. I wouldn't have even remembered that till
There
you literally
is.
just described, and that's what he does in the episode. You have to watch it; it's fun, and it's not
Oh
emotional.
my
You
God.
can
And I
laugh on
love
that one.
Seinfeld. How did
Like
I
there's
not
no
know this
anxiety.
episode?
Yeah, there's no anxiety. Yeah,
I can't
it's
wait.
fantastic.
This ball boy thing is weird. It's creepy almost. I can, I'm so, hey, right when we get done, I'm
Yeah,
going to watch this freaking episode.
so anyway, so that's how I got into the industry. Okay. And so like, I've just been able to experience a lot of different sides of the industry from being in there. Super passionate about, just like promoting the industry, where we want to be, how we want to carry ourselves, and really just improving the supply chain overall. So that's something I can be passionate about because I feel like I do have some level of influence there. And so that's just where I spend it. I don't get to spend it on sports.
So how did you get to Kingsgate?
Yeah. So, interesting story. So, my younger brother actually started working at Kingsgate before I did. I was working at a refrigerated carrier. We hold produce from the West Coast here back to Cincinnati. So, I ran a fleet, about 200 owner operators we had in that fleet. And I was at his wedding, and I was handed the task of emceeing the reception afterwards. And I'm
Oh,
emceeing the reception,
nice.
and two of the owners from Kingsgate and our controller was actually at the wedding, and the owner walked up to me, Amy. She walked up to me and she says, "You're going to be working for us soon." And I was just kind of like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And it was maybe 6 months later. Here I was at Kingsgate, and
Yeah,
kind of getting to know the team and plug into what they've built here. It's great company, second generation family
it
owned
is a great
business.
company.
We've got third gen working here, and they're just great ownership team. I got a lot of great things to say about the work
Hmm.
that they do, and the team that we have here. I mean, they're just phenomenal people that really they just care, and I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I really like your company a lot. So every role that you've been in, you really have had a great career of working at different companies in different departments, getting a taste for everything. Great experience. Um, why do you know compliance so well? Because when my product was released, just in beta form, you were one of my betas, and you were actually one of the most valuable betas. You gave so much feedback to our team, and we saw a lot of the data. And I'm like, how does he know all this stuff so well? Because usually when you've been in ops and you've been in other departments, you just don't you don't pay attention. You don't need to. You have compliance people that do all this stuff, but you knew it really well. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, so when I actually started at that refrigerated carrier that I worked for, they had a brokerage arm to their business. When I came on, my original goal was to actually work with them on compliance and carrier management and how do they engage in that entire process. I don't know. We had a team of 4 or 5 people doing that at the time. And so I was brought in to just say, hey, help us unpack this, help us understand, help us to protect the business. And just figure it out. And I didn't have any experience. My nature is like, I'm a guy, I like to put it this way. I'm too dumb not to try something, if that makes any sense. I will
Yes,
just, I'm
I
like, well,
love it.
I can figure it out. I can figure anything out. And so I'm too dumb to be like, oh, I don't understand that. That's above my pay grade. I'm dumb enough that I'll just jump in. And that can be seen in multiple projects that are undone in my house that my wife likes to stare at and talk to me about right now. But so when I came in, they needed a lot of help on that side. So I just kind of dug in and dug into compliance and really understood that onboarding process, that carrier vetting process, and cleaned up a lot for that company. And it's interesting because I only did that for about 5 months before they kind of promoted me and moved me in a different direction. But in those 5 months, I was really able to capture a lot of the things that you need to see. And I didn't engage for that on the Kingsgate side for a really long time until we just started seeing issues, and it was like all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait a minute, I know some of this stuff.
Yep.
And we were able to really start working and helping our team. And when we ran into Carrier Sure and what the vision was behind that product, it just fit really, really well. There's a lot of things that we had our teams actively hunting for that your team had already done the work to say, we've already found it. It's right here. And so it's been super helpful. Our team's really excited about it. And we're, as you know, we're heading into the next phase for the big build out of what we're going to do with that product. And so we're really excited about the partnership there.
Thank you for joining us in this journey. I want you to tell everybody, one of the main reasons I brought you on is because there are a lot of people out there who want to do what you have done, which is, and I don't even know if you've done this, but which is you've built yourself a brand and you've built yourself a community. And people are like, how? I mean, he is not like Cassandra. Cassandra has her own company. She can do this. She can do whatever the fuck she wants and say whatever she wants. But you still have like a full-time SVP job, huge job, but you still found the time to build a community. So please, if you have advice for people on how they should go about doing the same, we would love to hear it.
Yeah. So I'm a big guy about authenticity. Okay. And I think a lot of people work really hard to latch on to a brand or to latch on to a group or whatever it may be. And in that process, we can find ourselves becoming really unauthentic. I kind of early on was just kind of like, this is what you get. This is who I am. It's okay. I laugh with our CEO Jeff, and Jeff's a very clean shaven, golf club. He's into all that, and I'm the bearded guy with the ball cap who's out repping his brand, and I like to bust his chops all the time. Like, how did this become such an important part of your company? Like, do you understand what you've done here? And really, it's just because I genuinely care about connecting to people. Like I like to understand what they're doing and naturally want to help people, whether it's making their product better, whether it's helping their business grow, whether it's just helping them in their personal life. I mean, I have people that we talk about all kinds of things that happen in their lives. And that authenticity, I just found a way to just channel that and then bring it in a way that people can consume it. And as a part of those efforts, people just felt that genuine nature of I believe who I am. Now, I don't think you can fake that. I think you just need to be authentic in who you are. And look, I think the part of it is just realizing not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to connect with you.
Correct.
Not everyone's that's okay. Like I don't know why we act anything different. Like there are people that are like that, and they have a great network. They have a phenomenal relationship with all kinds of people. Just because we don't connect doesn't change any of that. And so, I think
Yep.
authenticity and just remaining true. I don't have to imitate anybody else. I don't have to piggyback off of somebody else. I'm just able to just share who I am, and some people like it, some people don't. That's okay. My wife likes
Yeah.
it. That
I
matters. My kids like it, and so I connect with
Yes,
that.
yes, that's what matters.
Yeah,
I will tell you that when I first started networking a lot and podcasting and all that other jazz, that was the thing that I had to be comfortable with, was that not everyone's going to like, New York edgy, like cursing kind of in your face Cassandra. It's just not for everybody. And that's okay. Like the Boiler Room Boys, which by the way are the tech guys over at FreightWaves that run all of the FreightWave shows. They're they just got to deal with the fact that I'm Cassandra, and they may not like me. They have no choice, by the way. They have to be nice to me, except for Izzy. He hasn't figured that out yet. But 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 that is one thing, and I'm joking around, but that is one thing that I've had to be comfortable with. And
yeah,
one trait that you just hit on that I think is huge, that every single major person in our industry does. So for example, Kevin Nolan, everybody knows Kevin Nolan and loves him. Jet, CEO of Project 44, people love him and know him. Doug Wagner, CEO of Echo, people love him, like, and know him. You are a great example. I think the common theme I've noticed with these people is that they will willingly help people, and they're authentic, but they're also willingly help people. Even if there's no ROI, this doesn't benefit you by any means, they'll still help you. Like you could call Kevin Nolan and be like, I'm in big trouble. I need this, this, or this, or I need this. He would just do it.
yeah,
And I think that
yeah.
that's a huge, huge trait in our industry.
Well, it truly is. Again, we're such a connected industry, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll
We
never
are.
forget the first I would say conference trade show I ever attended was Matt's in Louisville. Okay, and
Yep.
I remember going to Matt's, and I shook a hand of a gentleman, and it was my first time at any event like that. And he shook my hand and he says, "Tom," he says, "you are about to find out how small the transportation industry really is." And I didn't know what that meant because I'm like at Matt's and it's insane and there's so much going
Yeah.
on. I'm like, this guy's nuts, And I'm just a
Yeah.
little,
And you've said that
farm
20
boy
times.
from
You'd be like, this
Goshen,
guy's nuts
Ohio.
too. This guy's nuts.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've seen that relationship come full circle. And I've
Yes.
seen this, you see the same people. And the people who are making an impact, the people who do care, they are the people who would help you, right? And so my
Mm-hmm.
nature is to serve. Like that's just the nature of who I am. Whether it's serving my team, serving our shipper community, care, whatever it is, that is my nature. And so just by bringing that through the industry and every interaction that I have, for me, it's worked well, right? I've been able to build great relationships throughout the industry with people that, some of my buddies are like, you had a meeting with who? And they kind of laugh because I'm just this, dumb little farm boy out in Goshen who, grew up with nothing. And so they get a good kick out of all the things that they get to see me do and experience. And it's really just because you care about people, you want to see people
Yep.
thrive, you want to see people succeed, and being able to do that it brings me more joy than anything I could do.
Yep. Me too. I think your CEO is a lot like that, Jeff. Because he's helped me a few times in the past, and instantly it goes in my mind, and I never forget that. And I'm like, anything that guy needs, I will always remember that. And it could be, you guys, it could be 10 years later. And this person that
Yeah.
you met at TIA or Matt's or something that, you were nice to, or you listened to, or you helped out, that shit could come back 10 years later. And that person is some VP of some company and is like, here you go, I'll help you. Or, hey, that's my friend, I'll open
Yeah.
doors for you. So, no, if you're a person that just needs that ROI, you never know. This industry so small. Okay. So tell us about the TIA conference. Tell us what's going on. And
Yeah.
I think that people really need to go, but I don't know how many people know about it yet. So we got to start spreading the word just beyond. I wouldn't have known about it unless you told me. And I was like, what? TIA has a conference? What? How did I miss that? That doesn't mean much though. My dumbass. It could have been everywhere.
Yeah, so TIA, we're bringing the Technovations conference to Phoenix, Arizona. It's at the end of October. And we are so excited about this. We have really, one of the things that I'm most excited about is this last year, the TIA kind of re-energized the TIA Technology Committee. And so I serve on that committee with Ramona Hood, who's phenomenal. She's absolutely fantastic. And we've kind of brought together a great group of 3PLs across the industry to build this conference. I mean, this is literally, it's built by 3PLs for 3PLs. And so what we've done is we've really worked hard to identify great technology, well, I'm going to butcher that, man. Technological solutions. There you go. Technological. This is where my Goshen comes out of me, and people are like, boy, that boy can't talk much. So we've really brought an incredible group together that are going to showcase some of the best technology that's out there. It's in Phoenix. It's at the end of October. I'm sorry. Like, you can't go wrong there to begin with.
Yeah, but you really can.
I'm really excited because we're doing our very first TIA Shark Tank, which we have never done. And I know that you are going to be there and you're going to be representing Carrier Assure. It's going to be stupid. I mean, you're talking, we're going to have 4 companies. They're going to get a 5-minute spiel. They're going to present it to the sharks. I mean, we've got some great sharks. I mean, Ben Gordon, we've got a number of people that's on this Shark Tank. They're going to really kind of talk through this, and they're going to choose a winner of the Shark Tank. And it's going to be a blast. And it's really a cool way because we're going to showcase some of the newest upcoming, maybe these aren't companies that are going to have a big booth and, they don't have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to spend on a big booth outfit. Yep. But they're going to come and we're going to help feed into those organizations, right? We want to give them a platform. And so we think the Shark Tank, I mean, this is our first time ever doing it. We're going to mess this up, right? Something's going to go wrong. We're going to kill your mic halfway through. Like something's going to go wrong,
I love it. I'm very excited. I felt the energy. Like I felt the difference you and the committee are making, just trying to get new ideas and make the conference. I mean, TIA throws really great conferences to begin with, but yeah. I like that you guys are bringing new energy, new people, new faces, but also new ideas. The Shark Tank idea is great. I hope it continues for the next 10 years. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, we're hopeful that, as we continue to do that, I mean, we ended up having more applications than we could handle for Shark Tank this year. And so we're hoping that in the future that'll continue to expand, and then maybe we can expand Shark Tank. We can have multiple episodes, whatever it may be. But it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. TIA, you can find all the information on the website there, tianet.org, I believe it is. And you're not going to want to miss it. We've got a great lineup of sessions and speakers and panelists and just so many great things that are cooking that you're going to. Who
else is on the committee? It's you, Ramona, and then Don Everhart.
Don Everhart's from Freightvana is on there. We've got Grant from Convoy is on there. Russ Felker is on there. Mike Mellencamp is on there. Brandon Bay is on there. We've got just a slew of really great top tier talent who have really come together and said, hey, we want to help. We want this to be one of the greatest tech conferences for 3PLs. And so the ideas and the things that I can't speak enough about how great that committee has been doing and the way we've gelled. And primarily we've met only virtual to this point. So when we're down there in Phoenix, it's going to be nuts because we are ready to meet in person and do something fun. So it's going to be it's going to be a great time.
And I'll tell everybody what I'm doing I'm doing the TIA in Scottsdale. And then I'm just going to hop right over to Chattanooga. And I'm going to help the Boiler Room boys. They need my help. Without me, they're often just a mess. They're without me. So I'm going to help them do all the tech, set up. And that's it. Wait, they just took me off. Did you see how that?
They literally cut you off.
They know I'm
lying. That is such a flex move. And I love it.
It really is.
I love that.
They do it all. They love it. They're like, we're done with her. Boop, which I don't blame them. I would do the same exact thing. They know I'm lying. They know I'm full of crap. They know I'm going to go there while they're working hard in overtime, being led by a great leader who's Todd. And I'm going to drink, sit around, probably push their cords, give them a hard time, make fun of their personal lives, and just mess everything up. So that's how that's going to go down. But anyway, I just want people to know the flow of the conference because it's going to be perfect. You're going to have TIA, then pop over to Chattanooga, and you're going to go to Free Waves, and you're going to get 2 dynamite conferences. You're going to see Tom at both, and you're going to make a lot of friends, and it's going to be worth your time because we all know how valuable that is after COVID to have that face-to-face meeting. Okay, Tom, you are fucking amazing. I really love you. I hope you come back on the show again. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your support, by the way. And also tell Jeff hello because we all love Jeff. For the rest of you guys, just pay attention to me as usual and follow me for great releases on Carrier Shirt. All right, have a great weekend.
3, 2, 1.
Shipwell knows supply chains require plenty of prep, just like cooking. Without the right tools and ingredients, things don't turn out as planned. Luckily, Shipwell's advanced